Jessica Johns. This is my lab on the fetal pig and sheep heart dissection. So the first structure on the list is the pericardium. That's the thin membrane surrounding the heart. The epicardium is the thin layer surrounding the heart. And then the base is the top of the heart here. The apex is the point at the bottom. The right auricle is this structure here, left auricle is this structure, and then the right ventricle will be at the bottom of the heart on the right side. The left ventricle is here at the bottom on the left, and then this is the pulmonary trunk. On the inside, this is the right side of the heart. We can tell because the muscle is thinner on this side, and the myocardium is the muscular tissue inside the heart here. The endocardium is the thinner third layer inside of the wall of the heart here. The right atrium is on the right side of the heart at the top here. The opening of the superior vena cava is at the top here. And then the opening of the inferior vena cava at the top. Then the tricuspid valve is on the right side of the heart, separating the right atrium and the right ventricle in here. And the pulmonary semilunar valve will separate the pulmonary trunk from the right ventricle on this side here. And then on the left side of the heart, the bicuspid valve separates the left atrium and the left ventricle in here. The aortic semilunar valve, it got torn when I was opening the heart, but it would be right here separating the aorta from the left ventricle, and that would mean that this is the aorta. So then fetal pig. So the pericardium is the layer surrounding the heart of the pig here. The diaphragm got torn when I was opening the pig, but it is this muscular structure below the lungs. The heart is right here. And then the internal jugular is here. And the external jugular, this is one of the external jugulars. The right jugular runs in here. And then the left jugular was right there. Then superior vena cava, when I was cutting open the pig, I severed it a little bit, but the superior vena cava is this large blue vein running out of the heart, and then the aorta also was cut when I was opening the pig, but you can see some of the red dye coming out of it here. That would be the aorta right there. And then the brachiocephalic artery connects to the aorta and runs this way towards the axillary veins of the pig, and the right subclavian artery would be this structure here where the pink dye is, and the right carotid artery The right carotid artery runs along the jugular up this way as well, but I can't find it. Oh, here it is. That's the right carotid artery. And then for the lymphatic system, the right lymphatic duct would be on the right side here, running where the right subclavian artery is. The cisterna chyli is going to be above the vertebrae, below the diaphragm in the back. And then the thoracic duct, let's see, I'm going to cut the heart out. So we can see the lungs now. And the lungs have 6 lobes. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lobes of the lungs. And the subclavian vein, again, runs here through the right side of the pig. And then the thymus is this little bag. Where'd it go? Right here. That's the thymus. The spleen is down here under the stomach. It's this finger looking structure down here. The lymph nodes in the cervical region would be in the neck here. The axillary lymph nodes would be down here in the armpit, and then inguinal lymph nodes would be down here in the leg area. The in the neck region, the larynx is this large round shape right here, and then the trachea is just below that. You can tell because there's rings of cartilage running along the trachea. And the ileus of the lungs is where it bends in right here. And the visceral pleura is the thin membrane surrounding the lungs. The bronchus, this is the bronchus right here. It runs down and then branches out and turns into bronchioles, and then supplies oxygen to the lungs. And the diaphragm, again, was this thin muscular structure below the lungs. And I think that's it.